video today on beginning fasting. Many people will say, oh yes, if you start fasting, it'll solve your intestinal issues. Well, no, not necessarily so. We may need to do some prep work, especially if you've been exposed to antibiotics or other Western prescribed medicines that have upset your flora and fauna in your stomach. That also includes non-prescribed drugs such as alcohol. All those things can do quite a number on the tummy. Oddly enough, more alcohol seems to make it feel better. Kind of a contradiction in terms. Before we start on a fruit fast diet, and if we're having a lot of symptoms that seem to mimic a lot of other symptoms, a lot of pain, fatigue, things like that, we probably need to think about doing something about an overgrowth of yeast and candida in your tummy. Those are fed by fruits, fruit juices, grains. What am I missing? Oh, of course, dairy. So for 20 days, we have to avoid fruits, sugar, dairy, and grains. And we have to eat vegetables, nuts, seeds, and sprouted legumes. You can also cook legumes. Anyway, all those things for 20 days. At the same time, while you're doing that, we probably need to take something like Intestinal Pure and Intestinal Sweet, products by Dr. Christopher. These have in them, especially Intestinal Sweet, a little bit of slippery elm bark to help soothe and heal the damage caused by the yeast overgrowth. It is not enough. Many programs just simply work on getting rid of the yeast or calming them down or in some ways eliminating that issue. It's a good start. However, the damage, we need to address that damage and heal that. So one way we can is something with like soothing digestion, which has slippery elm bark and licorice root in it, very calming to the tummy and helps to smooth it out. We could also just buy slippery elm bark and make a paste out of it. Take about a tablespoon of it, add about a half a teaspoon of water, mix it up so it gets kind of into a paste, then add a little bit more liquid to it to become a gruel. And you can have that thick or thin a couple times a day, and in fact, you can live on that. It's quite satisfying. It will help with this, and it coats the intestinal tract. It's very calming. At the same time, we may need to look at Intestinal Pure along with Intestinal Sweet to maintain this cleansing action and get things out of our system for the 20 days. I'm Omkar from Structured Bodywork, and we'll talk a little bit more about fasting in another video. Pain-free strength and flexibility is your birthright. Claim it by being willing to do what is needed for you to feel better.